It is an incredibly alluring position to hold. Stepping into a leadership role offers an immediate sense of power, greater control over a team's direction, and naturally, a larger share of the rewards. But if the position is so highly sought after, why do people naturally follow certain individuals without hesitation, while entirely ignoring others who desperately want to be in charge? A major part of the problem comes down to a widespread misconception about human biology. We often treat leadership as an innate trait, something coded into your DNA that you are either born with or you lack entirely. Relying on that biological myth causes highly capable people to freeze. Instead of taking action, they passively wait around for an official title or a promotion, assuming that a new job description will magically grant them the authority they need to lead. Relying on an assigned title is a trap. Actual authority is never something handed down from management. It is something that must be actively generated by the individual. Getting a group to accept your direction requires an inside-out process. Before you can influence a team, you have to build a psychological foundation inside your own brain first. True leadership is a deliberate, highly learnable set of behaviors and mindset shifts. There is no magic involved. A functional leader is built in 3 distinct sequential phases. First, the internal foundation, next, external initiative, and finally, team integration. Phase 1 begins in isolation. The earliest step is studying historical and industry leaders, specifically paying close attention to their obstacles and failures rather than their highlight reels. This requires quietly doing the unglamorous behind-the-scenes work. You have to identify the specific skills required for your target role and put in the hours to build them. You likely won't receive any direct praise or recognition for this private education, but this silent skill building creates the baseline competence required to survive the phases that follow. Once the skills are developing, you have to master physical manifestation. By adopting proper posture, keeping your head high, and maintaining strong eye contact, you can effectively trick your own brain into feeling a genuine sense of confidence. This internal preparation has to happen before you take any external action. Your own brain must believe you are capable before a team can possibly see it. Once the foundation is set, you have to cross the line from isolated preparation into active group engagement. The easiest first external action is looking for an established leader who is currently struggling with delegation. Step up and actively volunteer to take tedious, low-risk tasks off their plate. Handling these small tasks consistently establishes your physical presence in the organization. It provides an immediate track record of absolute reliability. Once your reliability is proven, the second external action is to speak up. Proactively share your ideas, a potential vision, or paths towards solutions with the wider team. Offering ideas is functionally equivalent to taking on a physical task. It proves to the group that you are an active force dedicated to problem solving. By combining a willingness to volunteer with consistent idea generation, the group is forced to stop viewing you as a passive bystander. You become an indispensable asset. Once the group starts turning to you for direction, the dynamic shifts entirely. True leadership requires taking a step back and actively listening to the team's feelings and feedback, instead of trying to be the loudest voice in the room. This brings up the most challenging psychological hurdle in team integration: delegation. It requires deep humility to accept that you cannot do everything yourself. Look at this diagram. A team cannot operate efficiently under the weight of a single individual taking on every task. It might seem easier to do it yourself, but spending 8 hours to train an employee eliminates the need to spend an hour every day fixing their mistakes for an entire year. Executing this kind of delegation requires trusting someone else. You have to believe that with the right guidance, your team members can execute a task equally well, or even better than you can. Operating within a larger ecosystem also requires strict respect for the established leaders already in place. Patience is critical as you wait for the appropriate moment or position to advance. It can be deeply tempting to undercut a peer's achievements or boast about your own behind-the-scenes work to try and accelerate your climb. Doing so destroys the trust you just spent months building. Successful team integration means harmonizing with the existing ecosystem and empowering the people around you, rather than attempting to dominate them. Ultimately, a highly functional, healthy team dynamic does not operate as a rigid dictatorship. Complex projects require highly diverse skill sets, which means there is no single alpha boss mold to fit into. A strong group benefits from many valid types of leaders working simultaneously. By combining silent skill building, an eagerness to help unprompted, and team empowerment, you strip away the pressure to copy someone else. You can discover your own authentic leadership style. This creates the final psychological transition. You stop being someone waiting for permission to act and become the person the team naturally turns toward when a crisis hits. Lasting leadership is never a title you can successfully demand. It is the natural, inevitable byproduct of continuous self-improvement and genuine group empathy.